In the ancient silence of eternity, before the earth was formed, and before time was measured, the heavens echoed with songs of glory. Among the radiant hosts of heaven stood Lucifer, the light-bearer, a being of unmatched beauty, wisdom, and power. He was adorned in brilliance, walking among the fiery stones, created by God to reflect His glory. But the light within Lucifer turned inward. No longer content to serve, he longed to rule. No longer satisfied to reflect God's glory, he desired to possess it. I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will be like the Most High. Isaiah 14 verses 13 to 14. And so pride, the first sin, was born in heaven. A great rebellion thundered through the courts of the Most High. Lucifer drew a third of the angels into his mutiny. But heaven is not shaken. At God's command, Michael, the archangel, and the loyal heavenly host rose in battle. It was not a battle of equal powers, it was a declaration: no evil can dwell with God. With a cry that shook the heavens, Lucifer was defeated. But here lies the mystery. He was not cast into hell. He was cast to earth. I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. Luke 10 verse 18. Woe to the earth and the sea, because the devil has gone down to you. He is filled with fury because he knows that his time is short. Revelation 12 verse 12. Why earth? Because earth was to be the crown jewel of God's creation, a place of beauty, purpose, and most of all, free will. And Lucifer, now Satan, seeks to corrupt it. He tempts, deceives, and prowls, not in chains but with permission, until the time is fulfilled. God, in His wisdom, allows Satan to test the hearts of mankind. Not because he is weak, but because he desires love by choice, not force. And in the end, the final judgment awaits. The devil will be thrown into the lake of fire, and will be tormented day and night forever and ever. Revelation 20 verse 10. Until then, earth is the battlefield. But victory is not uncertain, it is already written. The cross of Christ sealed the serpent's fate. Cast down from the heights of heaven, Lucifer fell like a streak of fire through the cosmos, crashing into the realm of earth, not as a king but as a fallen prince, stripped of glory, twisted by pride, and consumed with rage. No longer the light-bearer, he became Satan, the adversary. Earth, still unspoiled, became his hunting ground. He could not destroy heaven, so he turned his eyes toward something else: God's image. From the dust, God formed man. Into him He breathed life, not only breath but a soul. A being made in God's likeness, capable of love, worship, and dominion. Let us make man in our image, and let them rule over the earth. Genesis 1 verse 26. God walked with man. There was harmony, intimacy, and joy in the Garden of Eden. But Satan could not bear it. He who once stood closest to the throne now watched dust and clay walk in the favor he lost. He was not just jealous, he was determined. So he came, not with fire and fury but with a whisper. Did God really say? Genesis 3 verse 1. In the form of a serpent, subtle, calculating, he entered the sanctuary of Eden. He sowed doubt into Eve's heart and twisted truth with lies. He offered the very temptation that had consumed him. You will not surely die. You will be like God. And just like that, humanity fell. Not with violence but with a bite. The echo of that moment still ripples through all of time. Man, once clothed in innocence, now stood naked, ashamed, and banished. The gates of Eden closed behind them, and a flaming sword turned in every direction to guard the tree of life. But even in that tragedy, grace was sown. God promised that from the woman would come a seed, one who would crush the serpent's head, though his heel would be bruised. Genesis 3 verse 15. Lucifer rejoiced that man had fallen, but he did not know. He had only lit the fire of God's redemption plan. Lucifer had unleashed death, but God had already sown life. The earth would groan, kingdoms would rise and fall, prophets would cry out in the wilderness, and through it all, a scarlet thread would run, the promise of one who would come. Not a new Adam from dust, but a Redeemer from heaven. The serpent may roam the earth, but his end is written. Because from the ashes of Eden, a cross would one day rise, and the heel that was bruised would crush the serpent forever. If this message touches your heart, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more spiritual reflections and powerful visual storytelling. Please share this video with someone who might need it today. Your support helps us spread faith, hope, and truth across the world.